friends, and welcome to our very first flow here with Salt and Soul Studio. My name is Alexa and I'll be guiding you through our first yoga sculpt sequence today. It'll be about a 30-minute class. We'll get started with a little grounding, a yoga warm-up, we'll have some blocks with weights, and then we'll cool it back down at the end. So thanks so much for joining me. We'll get started here. You can take a seat on your mat. I have some shaggy carpet up here, so this will do fine for me. But we'll just start off rocking side to side to really ground down through those sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall here in an easy seat. You can always flip into a child's pose if you'd like to get started early there. You can have those hands on the knees. Palms can be facing up to receive or down to ground, whatever your practice may need today. But we'll just take a few breaths here. You can let the eyes close, have a soft gaze, whatever feels good. Just finding that natural rhythm of your breath, settling in, pushing any thoughts from the day off to the side for later. So you just try to be present here for a brief period, maybe setting an intention or just giving yourself a gentle reminder that you can do hard things, something I like to remind myself every day. We'll take one full breath in here through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it all go. You can wiggle those fingers and slowly blink the eyes open. Whenever you're ready, we'll flip over into a child's pose position toward the top of the mat. So sending those knees wide, feet come to touch. Sinking back into the hips, arms walk out, and we'll lay our forehead down on the mat. Staying here for a few breaths, keeping those elbows up off the mat. One more breath here. Let it all go. Rolling up into a tabletop position. We'll stack those hands under the shoulders and the knees will come under the hips here. We'll go through a few cat-cows. So on your inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes high. Exhale, arch the spine, looking between the thighs. Inhale, dropping that belly yet again. And exhale, arch that spine, push the ground away from you. Can go through these for a few breaths, matching that breath with the movement here. At your own pace. Can add whatever feels good, maybe rocking forward and backward as you see I'm doing here. One more round. Meeting in our exhale, and then dropping that belly, finding a neutral tabletop position here. We'll tuck those toes behind us, and then straightening out the knees, coming into a downward facing dog. Can feel free to pedal out the feet here. Come high on the toes, and then try to drive those heels down into your mat. Gaze is high between those thighs for one more full breath here. Exhale, let it all go. Tippy toe walk to the top of your mat to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back here. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat, to the ground. You can have them at your ankles, wherever you can reach. Keeping that soft bend in the knees here. You can heel toe the feet so they're stacked directly under your hips. Grab opposite elbows and just gently rock side to side into a ragdoll. Letting that head hang. Maybe you nod yes. Maybe you nod no. Last breath here. Hands come to the mat, heel toe those feet to touch. Inhale, slowly rolling up. Hands come by the sides for Tadasana. We'll find our sun salutations here. So on your next breath, rooting down through all four corners of the feet. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gazes forward. Exhale, step it back, right foot then left, high plank. Shift your weight all the way forward 1 inch. Lower down, keeping those elbows tucked in. Flip those toes, rise up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right leg forward, then the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that left foot back, then the right, high plank. Shift forward, lower down. Taking your vinyasa here, can always modify and drop to the knees for your chaturanga, or take a cobra instead of an up dog. Left foot steps forward, then the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to inhale, reaching those arms up overhead and sinking back into a chair pose. Keeping that pelvis tucked under here, holding for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll try hopping back into a plank here, so bending those knees, shoot those legs back. Taking your flow and meeting me in a downward facing dog, however long or short it takes. Full breath here. Inhale, right leg comes high, bend that knee, open up the hip. Ankle circles one way, then the other. Step that right foot forward, rise up, warrior 1. Arms come up, elbows hugging those ears. Back foot is angled out 45 degrees, but should still be flat. 1 more breath. Plant those hands, step it back, flow it through. Inhale, left leg comes high, bend that knee, taking those ankle circles one way, and then switching it. Step that left foot forward, rise up, warrior 1. One more breath here. Exhale, plant those hands, step it back, flow it through. Almost done our sun B. 1 full breath in our downward facing dog. Tippy toe walk to the top of your mat, nice and slow. Meet those hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach up, sinking back for 1 more chair pose here. Keeping those hips and pelvis tucked under. Keeping those elbows hugging in toward your elbows for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just take a forward fold. Hang here for 1 more moment. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Bring them down through heart center. Out by your side for Tadasana. Shake it out. Feel free to grab a drink, take a quick break. Nice job with our warm-up and our sun sals. And then we'll get started with some of our sculpt blocks. Welcome back. Hope you grabbed a drink. we will make our way back into a downward facing dog and we'll do our arm block first. So you can take a full flow or you can just join me coming into a tabletop position and then pressing back into a downward facing dog here. Finding a comfortable position. We'll start off, bring that right leg high, bring that right knee into your nose for a cheetah pose, arch your spine, drop it down to the ground, pick it back up to your chest, and kick it back out. That's 1. So we'll go through 10 of these. So here's 9. And kick it out, into the chest, down to the ground, up and out. That's 7, 6, and out, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, last one, drop it down, coming back into our 3-legged dog, step that right foot forward, come into your high plank, shift forward, take your vinyasa, meeting back in a downward dog. Nice job. Repeating that on the left side here. Left leg comes high. Knee to nose for cheetah. Down to the mat. Pick it back up and kick it back out. And in and down and up and out. And in and drop and up and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, drop it back down to the mat. Dropping down to those knees. Making your way to a child's pose. When you're ready, rolling back into a tabletop position. We'll make our way into a kneeling position and then coming into a hero pose, so coming to sit directly on your feet here. Bringing those arms so they are bent at 90-90 beside you. We'll take lateral raises here. Just bringing those elbows straight out to the side here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding here, we're now going to punch those straight out into a press. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're now going to cactus those arms. You can spread those knees just a bit here. On our exhale, we're going to lift, squeeze those glutes, overhead press, come back down to sitting on the heels. We're here for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can now drop those arms all the way down, shake it out. We'll now drop those weights over to the side here. Last part of our arm block, and we'll take a quick break. We will come back and flip around, stepping those legs back, holding in a high plank for 3, 2, and 1. Grab a weight here. We're gonna flip around into a side plank. The right arm reaches high. Drop that arm, thread it down, and up, and down, and up, and down. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Drop it back down, coming into our high plank, switching those hands and flipping around to the left. Dropping that dumbbell down and lifting back up for 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Drop that dumbbell, drop those knees, and once again you can take a child's pose. Rolling into a tabletop. Can bring that right leg so it's parallel in front of you, and slowly inch that left leg out behind you, taking a pigeon here. And our 5th and final breath here. And you can tuck that back foot, come into a downward dog here. Switch it, bringing that left leg forward and stepping that right back. Can stay here, you can always come down to the forearms in your pigeon. Hanging here for 5 breaths. Planting those hands, tucking that back right foot, and coming back into a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, bring your right leg high. Step it forward, drop that back left shin down to the mat. Rise up for kneeling crescent, bending into that front knee. One more breath here. Straightening out that front leg, shifting your weight back, flexing that front foot and keeping those hips squared for a half split here. One more breath here. Can bend back into that front knee. Can grab those dumbbells, tuck that back toe, and rising up into a crescent lunge here. Arms come down by the sides here. Can take bicep curls. Option to just stay right here, or if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, can rise up and down, up and down. So bending and straightening that front knee for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can plant those dumbbells down to the ground, step that back leg in a bit. Give yourself about 6 inches to a foot with the space between your foot and the dumbbells. And from here, we're going to kick that back left leg, point that toe, and just lift and lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, keeping that leg lifted, bending into a Shiva squat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Kick it out, step that leg back, opening up into a warrior 2. Reverse that warrior, cartwheel those hands down to the mat, step it back, take a vinyasa with those dumbbells. Left leg comes high, step it forward, drop that back shin, can leave the dumbbells here. Rising up into a kneeling crescent. Last one. Straightening that front leg, flexing that front foot. And holding here for one more breath. Bending back into that front knee. You can grab those dumbbells. Tuck that back toe, rising up into our crescent lunge here. Option to stay here for another round of bicep curls, or you can join me and we will lower and lift, lower and lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. From here, planting those dumbbells, stepping that back foot in just a bit, starting off with just a lift and a lower. And we're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, last one. Hold that leg up. We're going to bring that right leg behind into our Shiva squats here for 1. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Grab those weights, step it back, warrior 2. Reverse that warrior, cartwheel those hands to the mat, step it back, and flow it through. Dropping down into a tabletop position here. And push those weights off to the side. So you can do this with or without the dumbbell here, but we're going to take the light dumbbell, stack that behind the knee, give it a good squeeze. Coming into a tabletop here, we'll start off with donkey kicks. So just bringing that knee, trying to squeeze that dumbbell here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Give it an extra good squeeze for fire hydrants here, so keeping that knee bent and out to the side for 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Switch that weight over to the left side here, right behind the knee. Give it a squeeze. Keeping that knee bent, bringing that leg straight back behind for our donkey kicks. For 8, 4, 3, 2, last one. Keeping that knee bent with the dumbbell, we'll bring it straight out to the side into a fire hydrant. For 8, 4, 3, 2, last one. Drop that leg down, release that dumbbell. Take one more child's pose here. Feel free to grab a drink, take a break. You can stay resting in child's pose. I know I need a drink. Nice job with all of that. We just have a couple core exercises and a little cool down left. So we're gonna make our way onto our backs here. We'll start off with a few bicycle crunches here, bringing those hands behind the head, bringing those knees up into a tabletop position, and when you're ready, lifting up that chest. We're here for 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Slowly lower down. Keep those hands under your head or bring them down by your sides here. We'll start off dropping that right leg, straightening it out and lifting back up. Switching to the left and lifting back up. Lowering on your exhales. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, slow and controlled, last 2, and 1. Slowly drop those feet. Full breath here. Can hug both of those knees into your chest here, driving that low back down into your mat, showing yourself some gratitude for showing up today, maybe coming back to that intention or reminder you set. We'll drop those knees over to the left side of the mat, sending that right arm out long and gazes out toward that right thumb here. One more breath here. Bringing those knees back to center and switching them over to the right side. Left arm comes out long and we'll gaze out toward that left hand. We're here for 5 breaths. Last one. Releasing and coming back to center. Can open those knees wide, grab for the outside edges of the feet, and take a happy baby. Slowly bending and extending those legs. Taking whatever last stretches feel good here before we send those legs out long. Letting those ankles roll out. Palms again can be facing up to receive, down to ground. Trying to relax each muscle in your body, one at a time. Pushing any thoughts off to the side and just embracing a few moments of silence and stillness. Can slowly start to wiggle those fingers and toes. Maybe roll out those ankles and wrists. Bringing back some movement here. And slowly making your way back into a sitting position. We'll take one final cleansing breath together here. You can keep the eyes closed or soft gaze, whatever feels good. We'll bring those hands to heart center here. You can inhale all the good, all the positive, everything you're grateful for. Exhale anything negative, anything stressing you out, and all the bullshit. Be light in me, season honors the same in you. We'll bow to seal our practice, bringing those hands to your third eye center. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. And welcome to our new makeshift online studio. Make sure that you are subscribed to our channel, and I can't wait to make this a true reality in the future. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.